Holistic financial planning. Here's just a little basic summary. Are you finding that you're buying more fertilizer, planting or purchasing more crop, buying bigger and more specialized gear? While your income is increasing, are you actually keeping more money? Is going bigger, harder, faster actually delivering on quality of life? Here's an example. I gave a presentation several years ago at a group dinner. At the end, a lady told me, "We don't need your ideas. My husband grows plenty of grass and makes lots of money." I said, "Fantastic. When did you last go on holiday?" Her head dropped instantly. And then the women on either side turned to look at her, and their timing was comical. The point is this: all the money in the world does not always result in quality of life. So the holistic perspective means everything is connected. But where do you start? You have to start with your own context. In fact, developing your own context is one of the most powerful experiences you can have with holistic management, because it puts everything in perspective as you work out how to achieve all that you want with the time and resources you have. Most people I deal with have a business, and it contributes to quality of life, not just financially, but in other ways. And it's what drives a lot of people. And of course, within each business are the income-generating enterprises. This is where the money comes from. And within each enterprise is the solid chain of production. It links ecology to economy by following the harvesting of sunbeams to create dollars for your wallet. If you know where the bottleneck is located in that chain, guess where you'll be investing. It also coincides with the energy flow ecosystem process that we talk about in holistic management. Like many aspects of holistic management, the financial techniques are designed to break habits and routines, and that includes the traditional accounting equation. And this is it here, okay? Income minus expenses equals profit. What holistic management does is flip this equation to the following: income minus profit equals expenses. But what does that really look like in reality? So this is the income that you get for your business. And of course, this is the amount that you spend in your business. And this list is typical of the priority of expenses farmers talk about. Okay, and what flops out of at the bottom is profit. You know? And this is how farmers become victims of their circumstances and habits. But what we're trying to do with holistic management is look at this from another perspective to create greater emotional equity in the planning process. Rather than habit, we want farmers to plan with intent. And that starts with establishing how much profit you want first. And what this does is it sets a ceiling on your expenses. As you can see, what's on the right is a lot less than the amount you need for your expenses on the left. And so instead of using the accountant's categories for expenses, we use a prioritization of categories instead. And the first one is the wealth generating expenses. These generate additional income in the next season. And so this is like your development account. So you invest in that. The second is the inescapables. Okay, these are what you have either a legal or moral obligation to pay. You can't wiggle out of them. Your rates is a classic. Okay, you can't get your accountant to change it. And so, another one might be child support. Okay, that fits in there. Okay, and what we're trying to identify and grow is what's called the maintaining expenses. These are the expenses that are essential to the business but don't generate additional income. We'll come back to that in a minute, why that's important. Because we change this process if you're seriously in debt. The very first thing that you are going to pay is the bank. I mean, you can lose your farm with just a change in account manager. So getting on top of your debt is really important. Those maintaining expenses, why are they so important? Why are we trying to create a greater list of maintaining expenses? The whole purpose of holistic financial planning is to shift money out of maintaining expenses into the wealth generating or the cash surplus so that you can do other things with it. And what we, of course, we do is we link that with increasing ecological function to improve profits and the shifting of money within your own budget. Now, there's more to that, to holistic management than that regarding, the financial planning. And let me give you a real life example. A couple significantly in debt, decided at the end of their course they'd invest in 3 things to start turning their business around. Firstly, electric fence to have better control of livestock. Secondly, hiring a consultant to help them have their livestock at the right place at the right time. And thirdly, a marriage counsellor, as one suffered from alcoholism. Now, which of these expenses do you think had the biggest impact on the well-being and functioning of the business? Now, have a think about that, because how would your accountant deem that expense? Would they deem it a business expense? And this is the level of insight that sets holistic financial planning apart from what is done conventionally. This is where the context comes in. In fact, there's just some recent study just done that's highlighting how important the context was for the people that have actually done the holistic management training for this kind of reason. Here is a testimony that popped in out of the blue that I got from Australia. And what I like is that Lynn acknowledges how she grows into the process. And what this really means is that if you're not coachable, it'll be a struggle to even appreciate what you've been exposed to. Now, the great thing about holistic management is that you can buy the books yourself, you can go and do other courses, but none of them have the 20 years of experience in New Zealand that I provide. If these practical insights have created curiosity, then by all means get in touch and let's see if we can organise an event near you.